Hey everyone, it's me, Amy, here at Street Life Ministries, and this is my January video update. For this video update, I have some really exciting things that happened in this past month. Specifically, I have two things. In this month, I've been doing some contact card follow-ups, and there was a lady that I follow-upped on that I met back in August this past summer, and I had tried to call her back in fall and it just didn't work out, so I decided to just maybe try again. And what happened during that time was that when I first met her, she had not been going to church for the past 8 years and just really had felt burnt out and like really hurt by the church. And when we had talked, she was expressing some of the things that happened to her, and she wanted to go back to church because she knew that God had specifically given her gifts that she really wanted to serve the Lord in, but just really wasn't sure. So I prayed with her over that and some other situations, and got her information and decided that we would stay in touch. And over the past couple months, I've been trying here on and off, but then finally I got a hold of her this past month, and it was really neat because when I called her, she immediately recognized who I was and recognized and remembered the conversation we had, and she was telling me and with just a whole different tone of voice and excitement, like, the past couple months, God has been so faithful to me, and I'm connected to an online church now, and I'm really just starting to get excited about the Word again and starting to grow. And she expressed interest in trying to go back to a local church, but she was telling me, just taking it one step at a time. But the thing that was really cool for me was that during that time, we was just like hearing her excitement and hearing just what God's doing in her life. It was for me seeing like fruit in some of the prayers that we pray out on the streets. Because so often when we do prayer stations, you pray for somebody and you try to stay in touch with them, but you don't really like see fruit per se. Like, I'm sure there is, but we don't like always hear about it. So for me to like get in contact with her again and to like hear what God is doing in her life just was so encouraging and really neat to see. And my prayer is that she would continue to stay in this place and step out even more and finally a local body, because she knows that there's just a calling on her life for ministry, and I know that God's slowly healing her in different things. So that's really neat for me to see. The second update that I want to share with you guys is about New Year's Eve outreach. This past year was really an amazing year. We had 2 teams come as well as a few individuals. And then really encouraging, neat thing for me to see was we had an individual come from Brazil. She's one of our translators that when we go down to Brazil, she helps translate. And for me, having her here was such a encouragement, because one of our motto here at Street Life is New York to the nations, nations to New York. And to see just how when we go out to Brazil, we pour into that nation, and then to see just someone from Brazil come here to New York and pour into the people of New York, it was just like a little taste of fulfillment of that vision that God has placed here at Street Life. So that was really neat for me to see. And one more thing about New Year's Eve outreach this year, on the last night of outreach, we set up prayer stations all along 8th Avenue, and the location that I'm at, usually I'm with the step van, and so we get to serve the poor and the homeless because there's more homeless in that area. And this year when we were at that location, literally from the moment that we set up to the moment that we ended our outreach, it was nonstop prayer going on, and that was really cool to see, like, people being ministered to. And it wasn't just like 1 or 2 people or anything. Like, it was just like we would pray for somebody and there'd be somebody else waiting for prayer. And there were some really deep things that happened in people's lives that night, including someone who got saved. And that was encouraging for me to see. Like, just, you don't see that very often where people are stopping, they're like asking for prayer. And I mean, we do see, people being prayed for and self-ministered to, but it was just the fact that it happened nonstop just really got me really excited. And as well, just really excited to see what God's going to do this coming year, because that was like New Year's Eve, and coming into the new year with all that, like, it gave me more of a heart and a vision and excitement to see what the Lord's going to do in this coming year. So that's some things that God's been doing this past month here at Street Life. I want to thank you guys for listening to this video update. Thank you for your prayers and support these past couple years. I love you guys, and I hope you have a good day. God bless you. Bye.